This week in the forums is about pollution and not hurricanes, but I don't want to entirely ignore hurricanes, especially since the 2015 hurricane outlook, the season outlook came out just about a week ago. So I wanted to bring that to your attention and talk about it just real briefly. First thing, if you haven't seen it already on the home screen, the National Hurricane Center webpage is there. Right now I've got it set to show the Eastern Pacific and not the Atlantic, because the Atlantic season really doesn't get going usually until later in the year. We did have that one little tropical disturbance earlier on in the class, but since then it's been pretty quiet. So that's just that page, and you can find anything hurricane or tropical related there. If you look on that screen, though, NOAA releases 2015 hurricane season outlook, and that link will take you to the NOAA's broader page where it will talk about the season outlook. And they are predicting a below normal Atlantic hurricane season. It's actually the opposite in the Pacific, but for the Atlantic, which is more pertinent to the United States, it's below normal. But that means it's below normal for the number of storms there will be. That doesn't necessarily mean a lower impact. Less probable impact, just because there's fewer number of storms, means there's less likelihood of one of those storms hitting the United States. But even if just one of those storms were to hit the United States, it still could be a pretty large impact. So that is for your reading there. Again, you can find that link through the National Hurricane Center's webpage. Something that I want to bring up that I've noticed in the past years, I've seen this with forecasting, and I'm just going to borrow Paint here, a real simple program, is the Bermuda High steers the hurricanes. You'll read about that this week. Where the Bermuda High really changes where the hurricanes will end up being. So typically in the summer, I'm just going to grab my pencil here. And typically in the summer, you might see isobars extending from the Bermuda High all the way in towards the southeastern part of the United States. And if you think about the path that a hurricane will take, it will kind of follow on the outskirts of that high pressure system and might hit in the Gulf of Mexico. In recent years, that Bermuda High has actually been much farther north, and also much farther out in the coast. It's also been stronger. A couple of consequences of that has been that hurricanes will either travel out to sea, or what I'm a little worried about is something that might happen this year, is that one of these hurricanes might actually end up hitting in this direction, just because the way the high pressure is positioned. Now, it's changed. The atmospheric pattern has changed a little bit in the recent months, where we normally see that classic where the Bermuda High is extending all the way into the United States. But in the past couple of years, past 3 years actually, that Bermuda High has been sticking out here in the ocean a little bit more, which would lead hurricanes, if it's stuck out there, which would lead hurricanes more towards the eastern seaboard instead. So just something to watch out for. Whether or not the atmosphere pattern stays that way, that's difficult to predict. But we do know that it's below normal season because of the El Nino. We are in a weak El Nino at the moment, and that weak El Nino promotes stronger shear in the tropics, and shear is bad for hurricanes. So in general, when we see El Nino, we think stronger shear, and we think there are a fewer number of storms during the season. So that is just a quick wrap up of hurricanes and up to date, and I just wanted to bring your attention again to the 2015 hurricane season outlook.